What's up with it, name is your boy Rex, and we're back with another episode of Sports From NextDoor. This is episode 2. And as you can see, I am not at my studio right now. I am doing an away game. Went out of town for the weekend. I needed to get an episode in. I was like, damn, shit, might as well do it, man. Might as well get to it. Might as well get it. So I set up my tripod, got all my materials together, and I'm finna give y'all another episode. This Sports From NextDoor. I'm not right niggas door right now. I'm out of town, but I'm still somebody next door neighbor. We still finna get this sports in. Episode 2, we got a lot to talk about because sports is changing right in front of our eyes. The new generation of stars is already here. College football has entered a completely different era, and even you sports, have a lot of dreams to start, but look completely different than it did when we were growing up. Today, we'll talk about college football players, what you need to know heading into the 2025 season, breaking down the DFW high school football scene, and having a real conversation about youth sports. Are we creating better athletes? Are we creating a system where only certain kids can afford the opportunities? There were Then we're going to go into one of our biggest debates in sports and the greatest dynasty of all times during my era of sports. We're talking Cowboys, Bulls, Patriots, Lakers, Chiefs, and the other teams that define the generation, man. So sit back, get comfortable, roll up, let's have that conversation that actually happens at the barbershop with your next door neighbors, with your peoples, but we have it right here at Sportsman is Dope. Let's get it. College football is finally back, man, and every season there's a new group of stars that emerge, take over the sports. Some guys are already household names, while others are looking to break into the national spotlight. And there's players that I'm watching this season that if you try to keep with college football, these are the players that you should kind of know, the names that you should watch. I'll give y'all 5 names. And number one, we got to start with Jeremiah Smith, Ohio State, the best player in the nation. Um, he's already reviewed as one of the nation's elite players, elite receivers. He could have been to the NFL, I believe, after his freshman year, to be honest. He's got the combination of size, speed, ball skills, which make it nearly impossible to guard him one on one. Every defense will build their game plan around stopping him. He's entered the season as one of the best players in the history of college football already. He's already leading the Heisman candidate. Um, and I believe if Ohio State, which is one of my teams, they want to win another national championship, don't be surprised if Jeremiah Smith is the biggest reason why. Number two, we're going to my favorite team of all time, which is the quarterback on that team, which is already a household name, and Arch Manning. Is this finally the season that we're going to see Arch Manning separate himself from the pack? Can he lead Texas back into the college football playoffs? Is he the number one overall pick in the next year's draft? Being a Manning, there's a lot of expectations. Every throw get analyzed, every game get criticized, national views. This is the season that we're about to see. Is he proving himself to live up to his last name? Third, we got Dante Moore. Can he elevate Oregon to a championship contender? Is he one of the best quarterbacks in America? How will he handle the pressure? We already know he has elite arm talent, great decision making, big game performances. He's into the year where he's one of the highest players in college football. I'm excited to see what he looks like as it continues. And number four, I have one of the best defensive players um, in the whole nation, and I believe he's the best pass rusher in the nation. That's another Texas guy, DFW's own Colin Simmons. Elite pass rusher, game record, uh, changes offensive game plans. Quarterback doesn't don't just play against Colin Simmons. They try to survive against Colin Simmons because when he's on that field, he's easily take over a game and they can win the game just off his back. Another guy, another defensive guy, Leonard Moore from Notre Dame. cornerback. He one of the best defensive backs in the nation. Can he becomes the nation's best corner? Can he shut down the SEC and those Big Ten teams, those Big Ten receivers like Jeremiah Smith, Cam Coleman down in Texas? Can he set? Can he be the guy that shut those type of players down? And is he a future first round pick? A lot of things are being made by Notre Dame. They get handed the top spots in the nation every year. But I'm looking forward to seeing this guy plays the quarterback. He plays quarterback at elite level. So I'm looking forward to that. These are the stars that I'm watching on Saturdays, so that before they be able to perform on Sundays. But before these guys were packing at 50,000 seat stadiums, most of them were playing Friday Night Legends. And then speaking of Friday nights, let's head back home. DFW high school football, man. We got to talk about that. It's almost here. We're in August now. So the season a couple weeks away. There are some teams and some players you need to keep up with and keep your eyes on this season in DFW Metroplex. Now, like I said, let's take it back home before these guys was in college, playing against a lot of people, filling up stadiums. They were playing Friday Night Lights. And if you know Texas football, you know there's no better place to watch high school football than DFW Metroplex. Every year we produce NFL players, national recruits, and state champions contenders. But let's talk about who got next, man. Let's talk about the DFW area. High school football is different. The area doesn't just produce great football players. Like I said, we produce NFL talent from DeSoto, Duncanville, Sock, Allen, Alito, North Crowley, South Lake Curl. The Metroplex is loaded, man. And I gotta start my hometown, my town, DeSoto. You know, baby. Let's get it, man. So as a DeSoto alum, I'm gonna have to ride for my Eagles. We see the program going to one of the premier football programs, not only in the state and the nation. With guys like Von Miller, we got Byron Murphy. It's some more people just like that. They come into the season with a target on their back after winning another state championship at one of the highest levels. But we got some big questions to answer, man. Who runs the DFW when it comes to this football thing? And you already know the top contenders, and number one, I'm taking my guy, the Soto Eagles, man. And of course, it's personal when it comes to that. DeSoto has become one of the top programs in the state where the expectations are not just to make the playoffs. It's to compete for championship. Talent pipeline, like I said before, a lot of guys go Division One, a lot of guys make it into the NFL. We have speed everywhere, man. Speed everywhere. As you guys already know, we're one of the fastest teams in the nation. And then the pressure of being hunted, we always have a target on our back. Ever since I was in school, there's always a target about beating DeSoto and beating those DeSoto guys, man. But the question is, when it comes to when you become DeSoto, Duncanville, Allen, and Safford and Curl, are you building a dynasty or are you just trying to survive because everybody wants your spot? It leads me to my next guys, the Duncanville Panthers, man. The Panthers of Duncanville, uh, one of the biggest names in Texas high school football, loaded with athletes every year. You already know, man. They reload and produce athletes like no other. One of the biggest rivalries in the area is the DeSoto versus Duncanville. The game is always bigger than football itself. It gives bragging rights throughout the year and years to come. Duncanville is among the top ranked teams nationally into the 2026 season, and they ain't one of the toughest districts in the nation. Which leads me to my next team, the North Crowley Panthers, man. One of the fastest rising programs in the state. Championship expectations. They enter a new era with the head coach, DeMarcus Harris, who's taking over from the previous staff success. They're trying to show how competitive the DFW area has become with teams like this and North Crowley coming up and being one of those dominant teams. And then we have South Lake Curl, Allen, and Lido. South Lake Curl, still one of the most respected programs in Texas, new leadership, new coach Lee Mom taking over. You got Allen, one of the top teams in the state. A program built on expectations. Always have college level talent in Alito. That's the definition of consistency. They reload every year. They come in and they always there in the midst to compete. The top players that I watched this year, no bias, so I'm not finna go put my guys from the area, some guys from around the area to surrounding cities. One guy is my guy Zane Rowe, D. Geyer, one of the biggest defensive names that everybody should know. Pass rusher who could absolutely take over and change games. Then I got Kaden Finley, Alito. We just talked about Alito and how dominant and consistent his team is. This receiver is big time, man. Big time receiver talent. Uh, he represents the type of athletes that the DFW is continue to recruit and produce. We got John Turntime the third. My bad. I apologize. I apologize if I kind of messed up your name a little bit too. Off the line prospect. Reminded that championship starts in the trenches. Big guy, man. Physical and gets the job done. And Jamarion Phillips from South Lake Curve. South Lake Curve, my bad. Jamarion Phillips from South Oak Cliff High School, man. Defensive leader, culture. He carries that defensive culture that Sox loves to bring. He's a beast on that field, man. And the game that I'm circling on my calendar this year, like I told you, like y'all already know, man. Um, Duncanville versus DeSoto. That's my headline game, man. Because this is, like I said before, this isn't just about football. This is bragging rights. Two neighboring cities go at it to have the bragging rights who produce the best athletes in the area. Then we got Elite on North Crowley. Two elite programs is battling early. Then we got Duncanville Allen. A matchup of two of the biggest brands in Texas. In Texas football, man, getting after it and showing what elite DFW football look like. Because there's one thing about DFW football. Every year someone new shows up. Somebody kid becomes the next superstar. Somebody goes off from Friday night lights games to signing day to playing on Saturdays. And that's why I love covering high school football, man, because it's where the story starts and you get to watch their journey from the start to the end, man. I love watching it. There's a couple guys out there now that I watch their journeys from Little League to now. And it brings me to my next topic about youth sports. See, youth sports used to be about playing outside until the streetlights come on, learning teamwork, falling in love with the game. But today, every 10-year-old has a mixtape. Every parent thinks their kids going D1. Every tournament costs a mortgage payment. So is youth sports actually getting better? Let's break this down. Social media has completely changed youth sports. Kids are getting mixtapes at 10 years old. Parents are chasing followers. Training videos are replacing actual game film. Like, is your child actually getting better? Or is it becoming just more visible? Exposure does not replace development, guys. Youth sports has become a business. Youth sports has become a billion-dollar industry. Everyone gets paid except the parents. The parents pay for the club teams, the trainers, travel, hotels, equipment, recruiting services, and showcase events. That's down near 10 to 30,000 a year just chasing a scholarship. But here's the crazy part. Most scholarships do not equal the money that the family has spent on actually trying to get one. And another thing is there's too many games and not enough practices. Kids play consistently today, man. Tournament after tournament, weekend after weekend. But how much are they actually practicing, bro? The best athletes used to play, practice, and learn fundamentals. Now it's tournament Friday, it's a tournament Saturday, it's a tournament Sunday. And winning youth tournaments does not create better high school or college players, man. It just doesn't. And kids are specializing too early, man. Kids are quitting multiple sports too soon. By 10 or 11 years old, you have to pick one now, man. Pick football, pick basketball, pick baseball. But history says otherwise, man. Many elite athletes play football, basketball, baseball, ran track, because multiple sports teaches coordination, balance, competitiveness, a different movement pattern. Playing everything can actually make you better at your main sport. And now parents are living through the kids. I mean, they probably was doing that before, but now it's even more evident. And this is very, very uncomfortable. But it's meant to be said. Sometimes the biggest pressure isn't the coaches, it's the parents. Parents are arguing with officials, coaches, and other parents, trying to coach with a sideline. Sometimes the dream becomes more to the parent than the child. Kids should enjoy sports, not feel like every game is determined their future. You got trainers versus coaches. Not every trainer is qualified, man. Oh my God, that's a big one. Because not every trainer is qualified. Just because a guy posts a couple of clips on YouTube or on social media showing that he's working out a player doesn't mean he qualified. You know, some trainers, they know the game, they teach fundamentals, and they build confidence. But others, they're just creating Instagram content, bro. Just to be honest, bro. A flashy workout does not translate into better in-game performances. Let me say that again. A flashy Instagram workout does not translate to better in-game performances, man. The best trainers teach decision making, man, footwork, fundamentals, and game structure, not just cold drills that look cool on Instagram, bro. They don't do that. Here's the things I think need to change. Youth sports need more better coaching, more player development, more multi-sport athletes, less pressure, more affordable opportunities, parents who support instead of control, and coaches who prioritize growth over trophies. Here's some questions that I had to ask you neighbors out there, bro. Are youth sports helping kids more than it's hurting? Should kids specialize early? Is AU and travel ball good for sports? Have parents become too involved? Are trainers creating athletes or influencers? So youth sports shouldn't be about creating the next Division One athlete. It should be about creating disciplined young men and women who love competing, knowing how to handle adversity, carry these lessons along to the final whistle. And now if a scholarship comes with that, then that's a blessing. But we all shouldn't be chasing exposure, rankings, and trophies. We're missing what youth sports is supposed to be about. That's a new week, man. Every week on my pod on Sports From NextDoor, we're doing top 10 lists. And this year we have top 10 dynasties. See, everybody throws around the word dynasty, but not every champion is a dynasty. A dynasty isn't just winning at one title, it's about sustaining dominance, changing the sport, becoming the standard. Everybody is chasing. So today we're counting down the top 10 dynasties of all time. Now, let me remind you, I was born in 1994. So we're gonna kind of keep it around that area, around the range from the time I was able to see or hear. And number 10, this is a recent dynasty. We got the Houston Astros, man. Me being from Dallas, man, you know, the Dallas and Houston beef, Texas Rangers versus the Houston Astros. Love them, hate them, but they have been baseball most consistent organizations over the past 10 years. Two World Series titles, multiple AL pennants, nearly a decade of contention. But it's one thing that hurt their legacy, that's the scandal, but you cannot ignore their substantial success that they had over the past few years. And number 9, it's a little low for some people, but It's in the top 10. We got the Dallas Cowboys, man, from 1992 to 1995. Now we're talking about 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, and one of the greatest offensive lines of all time. As somebody that was born in 1994, um, this Cowboy dynasty is still something that everyone talks about, man. This is why the Cowboys are still expecting championships today because they remember what greatness was like in the 90s. Number 8, San Antonio Spurs. 1999 to 2014, 5 championships, 17 straight 50-win seasons. Tim Duncan, Greg Popovich, one of the most respected franchises organization in sports history. I don't need to say more. And then we have San Francisco 49ers, 1981 through 1994. 5 Super Bowls, bro. John Montana, Steve Young, Jerry Jones. It's Jerry Jones. I'm thinking as a Cowboy fan, Jerry Rice. This was the blueprint for NFL excellence during those time periods. Number 6, we got the Chicago Bulls, 1991 through 1998. 6 championships. Michael Jordan, 2 3-peats. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, do I need to say more, man? The face of basketball, maybe one of the most famous athletes in the world. Number 5, most recent, Golden State Warriors, 2015 to 2022, 5 championships, 6 NBA finals, changed basketball forever with the 3-point shot. Whether you love them or hate them, everybody started building their roster, and NBA is looking like the Golden State Warriors right now, man. Number 4, baseball, New York Yankees, late 90s to the early 2000s. 4 world titles in 5 years. Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera. The Yankees were baseball royalty. You couldn't even turn on baseball without mentioning the Yankees or seeing the NY hat, man. Black NY hat, blue NY hat. Shout out to the Yankees. Number 3, Kansas City Chiefs, 2019 to today. 3 Super Bowl in 6 years span. Patrick Mahomes is building one of the greatest quarterback resumes of all time. Dynasty is still active. We're still watching history in real time. Number 2, New England Patriots, 2001 to 2018, 6 Super Bowls, 9 Super Bowl appearances, nearly 2 decades of dominance. Brady and Belichick set the standard for NFL seasons, successful seasons, and a salary cap era, bro. They had a salary cap, but Thomas and with Brady made sure these boys got the job done. Matter of fact, we should put Tom Brady as a dynasty himself because we forgot that he went to Tampa Bay and won a 7 ring. Tom Brady is probably the greatest dynasty in sports. Period. Then number 1, we gotta put the dynasty or dynasties, which is 2 teams that put basketball on the map. And that's the Lakers in the 80s, and we got the Boston Celtics. Option A, you got the Lakers. 5 championships in the 80s, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Showtime Laker, and changed basketball forever. You got the Celtics. You got 11 championships in 13 seasons, Bill Russell in the most dominant championship run in American sports history. Despite just winning a championship, these teams define greatness. And if you like me, born in the mid-90s, you got the Cowboys, Lakers, Patriots, Spurs, Bulls, and now the Chiefs shape what winning look like for me, man. Let me know your top 10. Because I already know somebody gonna tell me, this BS list, you ain't got such, you ain't got somebody here. But let me know, like I said, this is my top 10. You let me know, neighbors, let's get it, let's debate. Now I'm gonna close with my last segment, and we're gonna talk about youth sports again. We're gonna talk about is sports getting too expensive for regular families. Sports has always been the greatest way for kids to learn teamwork, discipline, and confidence. But now the question is, can every kid even afford the opportunity to play? Because between travel, uh, private trainers, tournaments, equipment, registration fees, are we creating a system that only certain families can complete? Normally, you used to see guys from the hood, especially in sports and football and basketball, they create the best athletes. But nowadays, those guys can't even compete with the guys that's in the Dallas area, the Highland Park, the Preston Hollows, and things of that nature because you have to spend the bread. Sports used to be simple. You sign up at your local rec league, you buy some equipment, you go play, and you go practice, man. Now for families, the path looks a lot different. You find an AAU team, travel tournaments, private trainer, position coaches, strict programs, camps, showcases, and recruiting just to even put your kid on a map and seem like you to keep up with the Joneses, man. And the question is, are we developing the best athletes or just athletes whose family could afford them the most, get the most opportunities? Uh, the true cost of youth sports is families spending thousands every year on sports. Expenses include basketball, AAU fees, you got your tournament travel, you got shoes, you got trainers, you got camps. Football, you got 7-on-7 is very popular now. You got private coaching, you got equipment, you got camps. Baseball, you got travel teams, man, tournaments, equipment, lenses. A kid's talent might open a door, but that money is going to determine how many doors can get open. Now we losing hidden talent. Because one of our biggest problems is how many great athletes never get discovered because they cannot afford the pathway, man. But those stories are becoming harder. The best athlete in your city might not be playing sports because they can't afford it. Remember, they used to play reg ball, work after school, help with their family, and they missing camps because they just can't afford it because they have to work and put food on the table for their family and help their family out because they're not doing the best job when it comes to financials. Now, the good side of travel sports, you got to get to the other side. Travel sports have created an opportunity. They provide better competition, exposure, coaches, college recruiting experiences. Opportunities. I said experiences and experiences with lifelong friends. It's a lot of people that meet friends in the eighth grade or younger from another state and become friends throughout the years and end up going to college together. And now you see them guys at each other weddings and things of that nature, been friends forever. But for some athletes, travel sports have changed their lives. The problem isn't that travel sports exist. The problem is when travel sports become the only path to success, it puts pressure on the parents. The parents are caught in a difficult position. They hear if you don't pay for this team or that team, your kid will fail and be far behind. That creates pressure. Parents are making specific sacrifices, taking extra jobs, missing family events, going into depths, all over travel and to afford the kid to be able to play at the next level. Uh, but how much should parents sacrifice for their dream for their child? That may or may not work because not everybody make it to the league. Sports has become more about business and exposure than development. This connects back to youth sports, like I said, man. A lot of youth athletes chooses rankings, followers, offers, and highlight videos. But the foundation still matters. The fundamentals, the work ethic, the coachability, the IQ, the love for the game. A kid with a $5,000 trainer has to perform when the lights come on. Let me say that again. A kid with a $5,000 trainer still has to perform when the lights come on, man. Now y'all talk to me. Which side are y'all taking in the debate, man? Um, Sports are more expensive because the competition is better. You can argue that more opportunities exist than ever. Better coaching is available. Players can get exposed on a national level, and families can invest in their child's future. Or is sports becoming to a side B? And the argument is that talent has become filtered by money. Middle class families are getting passed and priced out, and kids are pressured too young. And sports should be accessible to everyone. Which side of the argument are y'all on? Side A or side B? Y'all let me know. This Sports From NextDoor. Now, if you enjoyed this episode this week, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and share this with somebody who loves sports. Debate and drop a comment for me, please. Let me know your top 10 dynasties, your thoughts on youth sports, and let me know the topics that you want us to talk about. I appreciate everybody rocking with youth sports. I mean, damn, I said youth sports. I'm still on that topic. I appreciate everybody for rocking with Sports From NextDoor. This is bigger than talking about sports. This is the culture, the community. This is for people who make sports what they are. Until next time, keep the debates, keep supporting the athletes, and remember, the best sports conversation don't always happen on TV. Sometimes they happen right next door. I will see y'all next episode. This is your boy Rick, Sports From NextDoor. We out.